So this is a test of a 4K ride-along on the e-bike in some lovely Denmark countryside here around a lake. So let's give it a go. So we've got low sun here. I'm hoping we're going to get some features. I don't know if we're going to get sort of everyone and his uncle around the lake. That's the only slight downside of this. We shall see. I think it's a possibility. Okay, it doesn't seem too bad actually. Quieter than I was expecting actually. I thought we might have more cyclists. It's almost kind of 7 o'clock at night. Sun should be coming out from the clouds shortly, but yeah. This whole area was flooded. If you'd have seen the previous video I did, actually, just showed a bit of footage. This area was underwater. And we're just going to do a kind of like a shorter loop of the lake actually and return back where we started. Hopefully the sun will stay out now. And you know, on a normal bike, a non-assisted bike, a non-electric bike, I have done this route actually on a rented non-electric bike, and yeah, it was okay, but my heart rate was quite up and I got quite sweaty. This is more kind of touring now. We're doing about 20 kilometers an hour. Quite gentle effort. Hoping the richness of these colours comes across. That was one of the reasons I wanted to get out with the sun at this low angle. It's lighting the trees here. It seems to have been a long time since we've seen green trees. Family there, all out cycling. I think, yeah, I want to go off to the right here. Signalling. Very nice evening here. I hope the camera is able to capture some of that with the kind of sun path along the water. It's a very pleasant 17 Celsius right now. Just in some light clothing that's probably not very flattering to my sort of lockdown physique, where I think I've definitely gained weight. And this riding is legal in Denmark right now. We're not locked down to the degree that some other countries are, fortunately. We're doing a loop back towards the lake here. I've been experimenting with different camera setups and audio setups for this. Hopefully this one is okay. I could do with doing it in 4K 60 really, but for now I'll stick to 4K 30, and I'd like to get a more stabilized GoPro 8 at some point. Definitely a fly. So this is called Brabrandstien, so path around the Brabrand Lake, here west of the city of Aarhus in Denmark. And I've never quite seen cycle routes like this, you know. Hoping the camera now gets some of the atmosphere of these trees. And the flies. I'm wearing shades, as you can see, so it's not going in my eyes, but it's going in my ears and my mouth. And there are kind of gravelly, dusty paths off to the left as well, in this kind of scheme of kind of more formal to less formal paths as well. And I'm really surprised how quiet it is. I was expecting many more people than this, so that's nice. Anything apart from a few points, it's actually quite difficult to see the lake. Still, fabulous path. I think it's another nice relaxing thing about this class of e-bikes that are, you know, 25 kilometers an hour or under. Much as it's nicer, you know, if you're commuting, to be able to go a bit faster, I guess. They're not really a hazard to anyone, because most people can cycle a normal bike at that speed without too much effort. So it's not like you're in a completely different class of speed to everyone else, like some of the faster bikes are. They go up to 45 kilometers an hour. So you'll see I'm not really gaining on people unless I make a bigger effort. It's quite possible to kind of cruise and not bother people. One thing, of course, is the noise. I'll switch that off for a moment. Last time I was here this was open. I must admit, even though I've got like, 3 devices running on my bike, it doesn't look as mad as the other setup I had previously. So I just hope the GoPro captures some of this lovely kind of dappled light through the back of the trees here. To my eyes it looks fabulous, but I'm hoping the camera does it some justice. I've been waiting for this area to get leaves again for so long. It feels like it's been a very, very, very long winter. Although lots of sunny days when we couldn't leave the house recently, but yeah, or shouldn't leave the house. Wow, this is looking good now. If I catch this at the right time of day and the right light, it's going to be quite breathtaking, really. I mean, it's nice now, but similarly to an electric car, it's very easy to overtake on an e-bike, especially when there's a speed difference. These are children here, I want to take a lot of care, but yeah, it's not going to be difficult to get past. And I haven't changed gear once, I'm only changing the levels of assistance, the pedal assistance levels. Apologies for my gushing about it, but to me this is like world-class cycle infrastructure. Who wouldn't want a bike here? I mean, this is just completely away from cars, beautiful scenery, very clear lane markings and so on, good cycle etiquette and other etiquette from other road users here. Not normally this quiet, obviously. views here at sunset are pretty spectacular, as you might imagine. I'm not sure a GoPro would capture it particularly well, but yeah, it's pretty spectacular being out here at that time. So peeling off to the right here, and back to where we started. A little bit of the view again of the lake here. So we're back at the church where we started. We'll go up and stop there. Oh, there's actually a very nice thatched roof house here, so let's go and stop there actually. So now there's some bonus footage at the end of this video where I'm just testing out different camera angles and different resolutions with the GoPros, because I'm trying to kind of get a relatively steady sort of setup for filming these kind of slow TV sort of ride-along e-bike videos for the YouTube channel occasionally. Not all videos will be like this, but I was just giving it a try. So here I'm just trying to get a sense of whether there's a better sense of the motion of the bike when you put the camera down low, and whether there's more of a kind of sense that you're riding along when it's over my shoulder. So I was trying here a kind of, rear three-quarter view, but the camera is on a kind of tripod, well attached, but it's on a tripod at the back of the bike, sort of attached to the frame, and it looks like a kind of flagpole really at the back of the bike. And the other camera is down really low by the wheel, and I'm not sure whether it's distracting seeing the rubber, on the wheel at the front. It certainly gives more speed. I've been watching some videos about, filming with GoPros on mountain bikes, and I'm not really doing action shooting here. That isn't the aim for these kind of tour e-bike videos. What do you think? But maybe it is better to give some sort of sense of speed, because the lower to the ground the camera is, it seems, the more you get the sense of speed. And then on the rare occasions where I'm doing kind of maneuvers like, going around corners, not particularly fast, but going around corners, going through tunnels, that kind of thing, perhaps there's more of a sense of immersion when the camera is low. So we're going to give that a bit of a go here in this footage, I think. So I'm just trying again. I've also kind of graded this footage up from a flat profile on a GoPro. There you can see the shadow of the kind of flag-like tripod of the GoPro that's hanging off the back of the bike. And now, we're going to go through a tunnel. So you see the sense of speed is definitely improved, I think, by having the camera low. It doesn't really give a relaxed sense though, so it's a question of whether the tour is a kind of relaxed sort of ride along, almost like not much more than the pace of a walking video corner, or whether it's supposed to be something a bit more exciting and dynamic. The e-bike itself is capped at 25 kilometers an hour, so it's difficult to kind of go fast enough to make it look like some sort of daredevil type video, but you can get sort of things of the cornering and so on. But it becomes a very different kind of video also with the tilt when you've got it down low, which isn't so much when you've got the camera up high near the handlebars where I've had it mounted normally. So that's kind of one thing. And then also I've got both cameras facing forward, whereas in the footage that you've seen previously, the cameras are kind of one forward, one backward to be looking at me. My computer does not like rendering this, by the way, with grading on, so if there's a noise in the background from my computer, fans, I apologise. So I'm just doing a little bit more of a test with this kind of angle now, but with the one camera facing towards me and one camera near the wheel. And that was the sort of angle I settled on for some of the footage. Syncing up the audio on them is a bit of a pain. I'd rather have fewer cameras and try and get consistent audio, because you get sort of slips in the audio timeline. This is just technical stuff, by the way. Feel free to stop watching if you're not interested in the kind of technical stuff. I'm obviously putting it up on YouTube to see what it looks like, how it comes out. But this is also a different resolution. This is 2.7K, 60 frames per second. The main video around the lake and the forest was 4K 30. So it's a different kind of character of video. I think it conveys more of a sense of speed. There's a higher frame rate, and also, having the low camera, there's a bit of a slalom here through these things. I'm not going fast, but I think it makes it look a bit more faster, a bit faster and more dynamic. It's a question of whether that's the kind of thing that suits these particular style of videos. I'm not really convinced. We'll see. I do like the low angle though. It's fairly easy to kind of handle the camera like that, and it doesn't look so crazy on the bike as having all the other ones bolted on. I didn't record audio with this one. And then coming up in a moment is a kind of self-narrated 1080p video. So this 1080p 60. With camera placement more like the main video, and I talk in these ones, so I'll just leave that talking going. Okay, thanks for watching. You'll see a bit more of this now, and then it'll just sort of fade out after a bit of riding around more of these beautiful Danish cycling routes. Okay. apologies for the rattling. I can see what's causing that already. It's part of my tripod clamp on the camera facing me. I might address that between takes if I can, or before the next video. So the forest is right next to a residential area, and there's a whole variety of different levels of path, from mud to gravel to tarmac. So here we're more into the kind of formal development, and it's suddenly possible to go a lot faster, up to the limits of the e-bike. I've got my lavalier mic mounted in a way that hopefully won't cause too much distortion. Yeah, I'm going to go left and then I'm going to go back round right. So. And then we're going to turn right here into this kind of, again, mixed use, but you'll see, yeah. Very pleasant kind of side path. Now this path doesn't actually go anywhere, it just loops around the residential area. This is not where I live, I wish I did, but it's not. In a very pleasant way, so it's clearly just designed for kind of recreation, and I think that's nice. I think that's a nice part of the infrastructure here, you know, is that these things are clearly built in. I don't know whether this is the municipality land or, you know, related to that residential area, but yeah, it's fabulous. So this is the bike with assistance off, by the way. Ooh, and I slow down a lot very quickly. It's interesting the name of the bike is Buzzraw, apart from the kind of rattles you get from it, because there's no suspension and you do get some vibration through the frame. The sound I hope you can hear now is just the tyres. The electric assistance is currently off. I'm in 8th gear. So that sound, which I'm hoping is audible, is literally just the tyres. Now, hear the motor kicking in.